Possibly the most fitting colour you can get for a BMW M4 competition with over 500 brake horsepower. This car is finished in the individual paint of Speed Yellow, such an incredibly good looking car with a massive amount of carbon fibre thanks to all of the optional extras this 2021 71 registered example has got. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look around this car, listening to how it sounds, looking at the optional extras, as well as the overall styling of the car. The M4 competition as standard is a very good looking car. I think this one just looks massively different from the rest on the market, mainly because of the colour and the optional extras. It's almost like it's a completely different car. It looks far more track focused, if you will. Not that it has been, the condition is genuinely incredible. The car's on a 71 registered, as we spoke about, and it's covered just over 58,000 miles. Often with this kind of car, you can have a lot of owners on these cars, even though it's relatively new. This example cared for by just 2 owners in total. The condition absolutely represents that. It looks like a car of a far lower mileage, not that 58,000 miles is a lot for this vehicle at all. And the reason the front end of this car is so clean, immaculate just about, I would say, for the age and mileage of the vehicle, is that it's got paint protection film. So this is a clear, almost plastic-like film that goes over the car, kind of like a vinyl, a wrap, I suppose you could say. And the bonnet includes paint protection film. The front bumper fully PPF'd. A little bit to the sides as well, and also the A-pillars, and there's a little more on the back. But the main focus of the paint protection film on this car is the front end. And of course, that's where you're going to see stone chips. And that's the reason why, well, there is pretty much absolutely none to speak of, because it's got paint protection film. Now, I mentioned this car looks insane because of the colour, but also the optional extras. And that for me is the carbon fibre exterior kit. You'll see it is everywhere. Front splitter finished in carbon fibre. Canards also carbon fibre. This is all from factory as well, guys, don't forget. Side vents in carbon fibre with the M4 competition badging on them as well. Of course, side skirts, carbon fibre, and wing mirrors, carbon fibre. The roof is also completely carbon fibre, so this car just looks absolutely insane. It's got, I would say, the perfect amount of carbon fibre for such a performance, bright, standout car. It is, of course, a 2-door coupe, but there is actually 2 seats in the rear as well. So it is a car that is usable, and it is a car you could take out every day. It's not just sort of a weekend toy. It's something you can and could certainly use every day if you wanted to. Some other options include options to the interior. It's got a heads-up display, which is part of the technology pack. Also got visibility pack, so it's got the laser headlights, which are, again, a very important optional extra on these cars. It's something a lot of people look for. One, because they're quite advanced, but 2, because of the styling. You get a hint of blue almost in the headlights, so really cool. There's something a little bit unique about the headlights on this example, which I'll show you in just a moment. But before we do that, we'll just admire the rear of the car and the, well, massive wing, of course finished in carbon fibre, the diffuser gloss black, quad exhausts. It looks absolutely insane. Another little detail and another optional extra actually is the 50th anniversary badging. This is different badging, so it's celebrating 50 years of M Sport, and that's why you've got these different colours, and of course it looks a little different from the normal badge, and that is from factory. So another cool little feature, another nod to the M Performance heritage, and yeah, something that just sets this car apart. Now, boot space on the M4 is actually really generous to say. This car is pretty much all about the performance, the looks, the power, the noise, and the drama. But check it out, you actually get a load of space, which is another one of the reasons why it is actually a really usable example. We touched upon the little bit of PPF that I mentioned to the rear. It's on the boot sill here, so it's just got a strip along the bottom there, and that's of course just to protect things from banging it when it's, you know, you're getting it in and out. Not that it has been at all. As you can see, it is immaculate and unmarked. Close the boot up, and it is electronic to do so. As well as the condition of the car being absolutely exceptional, the history that backs it up is as well. When we get inside, I can show you the service history because it's all digital on this, and it is of course all with BMW. But before we head inside the car, there's one last thing I want to show you, and that is the, well, headlights, more specifically the daytime running lights. If I just turn the ignition of the vehicle on, you'll see the CS style daytime running lights. And this is something that a lot of the M4 competitions have, quite a few of them anyway. But I think with this car being speed yellow, it suits it so well. It looks like it should have come from factory in my opinion, and I really, really like it. So the inside of the BMW M4 competition, just under 59,000 miles, so 58,800 and a little bit. Memory function seating, that's one of the optional extras of the vehicle, including the heads-up display as well. Of course, you've got two screens, that's the setup that the M4 competition has, and it retains a load of buttons here, which is nice. I think a lot of proper drivers appreciate that everything isn't all digital. Of course, heated seats are indeed on a button as well, which is nice, but you do have a heated steering wheel, which is an optional extra. As well as the exterior having a massive amount of carbon fibre, the interior also has some pretty nice touches as well. As well as the ambient lighting, which runs under there, you'll see the carbon fibre trim on there, even on the steering wheel, with your M1, M2 buttons sitting just above that. And if you aren't familiar with BMWs, that's your sport modes. M1 you could say is sport, M2 is your sport plus. With each of those buttons, the exhaust valves change, the sound of the car is absolutely accentuated, and it also changes the driving dynamics as well. We'll put the car on M2, start it up, and just check out quickly how this beast sounds. So that was just some light revs in M2, and as you guys will have heard, the car sounds insane. But of course, it is all tunable and changeable as well, which is nice. That's one of the reasons it makes a potential good daily driver. But of course, it's special enough that it can be just a weekend toy if you wanted it to be. Now, the service history I touched upon was indeed all with BMW, and that means it's all stored digitally on the iDrive system on the screen here. So you'll see the pre-delivery check. Of course, all the vehicles get that. An important one is the running in check. That was carried out on time at 1,176 miles. As you'll see, that is in green, which means it was indeed carried out within the BMW guidelines. From then on, you've got services at 22, 23, 25, all carried out on time, and that puts the next service as June 2027, because the oil changes are actually on 2-year intervals. You've sometimes got some sort of smaller services in between, but absolutely everything has been on time with this car, which just goes to show how well the two owners have cared for this incredible example. So guys, that was the BMW M4 competition, a car that looks, sounds and drives absolutely insane. I think the colour for me does it, but with the carbon fibre exterior kit, that finishes it off, and the options on the inside as well just add to the comfort of the vehicle. If you would like any more information on this vehicle, it's just arrived in stock with us today. Condition genuinely exceptional, service history backs that up. Then please do get in touch with me, my name is Will, or any other team for that matter. Thanks for watching guys, we'll see you next time.